Guys, it's Rich, and I'm just going to do a random vlog here. Something that I've been thinking about lately, and especially with the start of the Lenten season, I wanted to kind of do a little tradition, a little weekly tradition for myself. This kind of also coincides with last week's little mix-up with the chapel schedules. I've also been, and I'll explain it all here in a minute, it all comes together, I swear. I've also been going on Christopagan Kim .wordpress.com. Christo-Pagan Kim, she's pretty awesome at doing interviews and doing a couple different posts on her blog. And I read through the blog and I really kind of love it. And Kim, I have not forgotten about you. I am totally down for doing an interview. I just have to write the stinking thing up, and for me, I got to get all my ideas in order. But she also started a channel here on YouTube, so go and check out her channel. She doesn't have many videos posted, and I haven't gotten to watch them because I'm currently watching somebody else's channel, and like I said before, I like to start from the very beginning and go throughout. So, yeah. Once I'm done with that one, hers is next on the list. But anyway, one of the things that she asked on her blog to the people that she interviews was, do you go to church? And it got me thinking, I haven't been to church except for the Mass last week. I haven't been to church in years because I kind of felt like I was out of place. For one, it's like being shoved back into the closet, like I'm denying part of my life in order to fit in with the community. And I love the community of being at church, but I don't have a Unitarian Universalist church around here, especially in Korea. And whenever I was in New Jersey, I was always working on Sundays, so we called it the Church of Columbus because I was out at the Columbus Flea Market. So yeah, I didn't really attend church, and my practice has really laxed in the last, 2 to 3 years. And then I was watching Angelo's video on Pagan Perspective. What was it? The first video of the month, I think? The one that we did on the new moon. And he said something that kind of got me thinking even more of a practice that I should be doing and I'm not. And that was on the new moon to dismantle your altar, to clean everything, to spend time with all your items, and to reassemble and hold space. And that got me thinking, why don't I do that? Why don't I do it more often? I don't spend nearly as much time as I really want to with my altar. I have it right across the room from my bed. I look at it every day, and I contemplate things while staring at it, though I'm not really working with it as I should. I mean, I'm seeing dust. I mean, there's not a lot of dust because, well, I haven't been here long enough for it to collect a lot of dust, but it got me thinking, I should spend more time with my altar, cleaning and spending time with my working tools, spending time just being in the moment. That if you're following the 40-day empowerment journey is such an important part of our life. Taking time to breathe and saying no to other things. And I'm not sure exactly what day 4 is yet, but it is 1:40 in the morning, so I guess I should start contemplating day 4. And just so you guys know, I post this around like 2 p.m. my time, so it kind of goes into day 4 for everybody that's on like the East Coast. So I hope it kind of coincides with everybody's time. I try to post around 2 p.m. my time, and today I got it up later because I was at work and a whole bunch of other crap. So, sorry that it was a little bit late. It was probably about 7 o'clock or so in the morning, Eastern time. So I think on Sundays, instead of going to the church where I feel like I'm pushed back into not only the broom closet, but the homosexual closet as well, and instead of feeling out of place and having space in another area, I can have space in my own area here, in my own room, where I feel completely comfortable with deity, with the guides, with angels, with whoever shows up, my ancestors. I can spend time with my working tools. I can do my tarot readings in comfort. I can reacquaint myself with runes. I have a rune set that I really, really want to reacquaint myself with, that I've actually never worked with. I really want to get to know that rune set. It's a nice quartz crystal rune set that I bought a few years back, and I haven't gotten around to actually spending time with it. I want to reacquaint myself with with my witch's mirror. I tried to use it whenever I first bought it about 4 years ago, and I never really resonated with it, and I'd like to change that relationship. So it's a time for me to get reacquainted with things in my own path, working with stones and such. Just different things I'm looking around the room that I just really need to get more in touch with. So on Sundays, probably Sunday morning around daybreak, whenever the sun is just first coming up at dawn, that's whenever I plan to do my ritual. And it might be an hour, might be longer, might be shorter. No real set time limit. But it's something that I've been thinking about lately, and I looked at my crystal ball, which really has a personality, and he seemed really excited. Yes, he's a he. And I'll have to introduce you to Chip. Actually, no, he's calling right now. I introduced him on my blog, and as you can see, he's wearing a little costume. And the reason that he's wearing a costume is because he has very much a skittish and shy personality. He's very scared to be held, but I try to assure him that he is being well handled. And his name's Chip, and he has like just perfect inclusions and everything. Oh, I love it. But I put this little thing on him because it makes him feel more comforted and a little bit more of a badass. But yeah, he definitely has a personality here in my working space. But I look at him and I say, okay, what do you think about doing ritual every Sunday? Whether it be sitting and writing in my Book of Shadows, which I must tell you, if you guys watched the Christo-Paganism series, the first one, I had a whole bunch of papers sticking out of here of things I wanted to record, and I have since recorded those, and I'm going to start my new beliefs page on here, which is something that has very much changed. And I don't mind showing you this. This is Annie's Kiffy recipe, which if you haven't watched Annie's Kiffy recipe, you definitely should go to Mirth and Reverence's channel and definitely watch that. It's one of her older videos, but I love it. I tried to make it one time and I kind of failed. It didn't dry all the way. I think I got a little impatient whenever I mixed it and didn't let it simmer down all the way. So I'm going to try it again. And Annie, if you're watching, I'm eventually going to do this again, and whenever I do, I'm going to ask you for your address because you're definitely going to get some. But on the next page I put New Beginnings. And the reason I put New Beginnings is because I'm going to revamp my spiritual practice. This is really much a year of introspection, as I've said before, and in my practice I'm reading a lot more. I'm getting more in touch with what I believe and what holds true for me. So, also I wanted to share what I'm currently reading, which is Christian Wicca, and I'm going to share my ideas on this because I do have a lot of ideas on this author and how she presents some of this stuff. And yeah, I'm going to get to this one later because I've waited and waited and waited for this book to get to me somehow, some way, and I finally ordered off of Amazon after so many years of wanting it, and then I have mixed reviews on it so far, but I'm not all the way through it, so I want to get all the way through it before I do a review on that one. Also on Christo-Paganism.com, I've been a little bit lax on that. However, I am still updating the book reviews on there. So go to Christo-Paganism.com. The book reviews I did before, I've gone a little bit more in depth with the writing of the review. So go ahead and check that out. I mean, all 4 of the books I currently reviewed, or recently reviewed, are not all on there. However, it's getting updated soon. So, Sunday mornings, I'm going to be doing a small ritual. And like I said, it might only be, that's what I was saying, it might only be writing in my Book of Shadows, capturing that moment in time, reading a book, doing a tarot spread, quiet meditation, writing down the bullet points for the next video in the Christo-Paganism series. I gotta figure out what I want to talk about specifically. I have one thing that I've been researching so much this week because I just felt so called to it, but I'm not ready for that video yet. So, whenever I am, I have lots of information to share, and I'm very into it. It's kind of the how far down the rabbit hole can I get, and and I'm just really excited about this one topic because I see the consistencies in Christianity and in paganism, and oh, I love that stuff. So I don't know how long this video is. Like I said, I have this flip cam, and I'm not sure if I like it, only because I can't see myself, and I can't see if I'm crooked or anything like that. So it's kind of awkward. Oh, as far as the blog, doing blog posts and all that, I need to get back on the ball. I have this notebook that I have, like, all these different things that are written in here that are sectioned out as to what I want to talk about. However, I need to actually sit down, research, and write. Right now I have 4 different posts that I need to write on Christopaganism.com. If you're not reading those posts, please go over there and check them out. There are things on there that I don't share on my channel, and there's things on my channel that I don't show there, so, I mean, kind of works hand in hand, I guess. Some of them I don't feel ready to share in video format yet, only because I want to incorporate them into the Christo-Paganism series, and it's not their time yet. On Christopaganism.com, I kind of, go back and forth, so, between an actual series and whatnot. So, I mean, it's all whatever. It's all a mishmash, if you ask me, but, it's how my brain's currently working as a pachinko machine. I have an idea over here and then one over here, and they all don't seem to coincide at one given time. Sometimes the ideas have to wait until they're fully percolated to fruition. So, and speaking of percolating, it's time for a little bit of coffee. Oh, that's good. That's strong coffee. I got it before the coffee was done brewing totally, so yeah, it's really strong today. Or at least right now, this is like my second pot of coffee today. So, or since I woke up, I took a little nap after work. So anyway, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do on Sundays. I just wanted to share that. I wanted to see what everybody else out there is doing on as far as going to church, if they go to church. If they don't go to church, is there a reason, or is there a way that you celebrate on a weekly basis, that you just stop to be in the moment? So, yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking about, especially today. It really came to fruition today, the idea, or last night, or within the last, 24 to 36 hours, let's put it that way. So, yeah. So hopefully that'll, spark some ideas if you're not doing something like that already, and if you don't go to church, maybe think of holding your own sacred space weekly. I've also been lax in doing ritual for the Sabbaths and for the full moon, and I'm hoping that this will get me back into the motion of doing Sabbaths, doing rituals, doing full moon rituals, and contemplating new moon rituals and spell work and whatnot. I think I'm really starting to get ready to go back into spell crafting. And that's another thing. I wanted to say that I did share on the Where I've Been the Last 3 Years video that, you know, about I said something about spell casting with one of my exes, that, you know, to think before spell casting. And I just want to kind of make it clear that yes, I do think about who I affect before spell casting. I've always thought of that. And I've certainly I've cast a spell where it kind of did a person harm, but it was more of a protection against others. It put a guy in jail, but it protected a lot of other people, and especially people that I am very fond of. So it needed to be done. And it was more of a barrier in between the people and that individual who really needed to have justice done. And I didn't like speed up karma for him or anything like that. It wasn't that at all. It was well thought out and a binding of him away from them. So I did do something like that, and I thought of the repercussions, and I thought of the harm that could come to me. I thought of the harm that could come to him, and the harm that could come to the people that I was binding him from. So I do think of all the repercussions that my actions could have, and I do think of that stuff, and I wanted to make that clear because I don't know if I made that clear enough in that video. It's just that I don't always think of the negative impact that could happen on me. I just wanted to make that clear, that I do think of what impact it has on others, just not necessarily all of what it might do to me. And though it was a good experience, while it was good, the spell that I did that brought me to my ex, it was very much a drawing in of love energy. It wasn't a bring a certain person to me, so I wasn't infringing on anybody else's rights or free will. So I just wanted to kind of make that clear about that one. But I think I'm in the place now where I could do spell work, and I want to contemplate what that means to me more before I do that, and I think that's a route that should be done either way. But I think I'm in a place where I could do it with a level head more than what I could before, and that I'm really ready to revamp the magical aspect of my practice that has really been lacking lately. And spiritual workings and spellcrafting that I've really wanted to do, but haven't done for one reason or another. And I'm really starting to reconsider my ban on spellcrafting. So, yeah, I'm really coming into my level-headed, very grounded, but very centered way of thinking once again. And I'm really kind of loving it. So yeah, I'm gonna edit this down. I rambled quite a bit, so hopefully you guys enjoy this vlog. I don't know how many people actually watch this. I don't look at my numbers that often as far as, you know, who all's out there and, you know, age groups and all that, but I don't know. If you guys are watching this, if you video response, I guess instead of video responsing, I've heard one way that you're supposed to do it instead of doing a direct video response, because YouTube doesn't do it anymore, is to put a link in the comments. However, now I watched a video that says no, you're not supposed to do that because it can be considered spam. So if you post a video response, just write in the comments, video response uploaded or something like that. Please do that if you do a video response to any of my videos, because otherwise I might not see them. So yeah, I think that's all I have. I think I bared my soul enough. So until next time, may you have love, hugs, ladybugs. Bye-bye.